Hi everyone once again. In advance, I'm sorry for my voice. I got sick a few days ago, so it might sound strange, but whatever. So, a few weeks ago, I got this urge to record videos once again. And at first I was thinking about something usual, literally like one video to talk and update you about my life, one video about makeup again, and one video about the music that I've been listening to. And I went through a few weeks with that thought. I've been already kind of preparing everything for those types of videos, preparing to record them. But the day I was ready to record, the moment I charged my camera, I thought to myself, what am I about to do? What is gonna be like? This and that again and again and again and again and again? For how long am I gonna pursue the same pattern, and what for? Haven't I already promised myself to change something? And this storm of thoughts made me to write down the script for the video. Remember my last question to myself that I got that day? Haven't I already promised myself to change something? That's the thing about this freaking anxiety that we all talk non-stop. You promise yourself something and then fail it because you tend to treat yourself differently comparing to how you treat others. You constantly searching for compromise within yourself, bargaining on a daily basis because you promise something only to yourself, and you'd feel okay if you end up not doing it. It doesn't mess up with anyone else except you, right? So what's the problem? But what actually happens is that you lose faith for yourself, which means you can't rely on yourself, which basically means and feels like you can't rely on anything. I believe that's what causes this anxious feeling. And the thing is that the cure to anxiousness isn't control. The cure to anxiousness is trust. And that trust doesn't take its place somewhere in knowing that everything's gonna be alright in some future that you'll never reach, but in trusting that you'll find a way to fix it. You'll handle whatever it is, whatever happens, and it's only the matter of time. So be patient, I guess. But where is the boundary from being patient to just waiting for some miracle to happen? Maybe being precise about the outcome, but you never know. Well, then you might feel, but what if you don't feel anything at all? See, that's the tricky part. I feel like the only thing you can truly trust is the way you feel, but at the same time, your feelings is the last thing you want to think about in making any decision. You see, I've been talking about such stuff in my previous videos, not that much, but still I end up facing all the same situations and struggles over and over. And that's also the thing I've realized not that long ago, is that recognizing and understanding the pattern isn't enough. There must be something that would break the cycle. There must be someone, and that someone is yourself. Yourself, who have to always keep in mind one important thing. Your brain protects your identity, not your goals, which means that you'll basically sabotage anything you do if you believe deep down in mind. Do you even say that way, deep down in mind? If you truly believe about yourself that someone is out of your league or you don't deserve something. So I suppose recreating your identity might be something that will help to break that cycle. I don't know. This video is not some guide or anything, I'm just brainstorming here out loud. Yeah, so everything I said looks good on paper, but what it actually means, in order to recreate your identity, you have to face your ego. And it's not only about identifying the one self in you who controls the way you are, but reprogramming your whole belief system. And that paradigm shift will eventually lead you to a hollow shell of yours, bare, unprotected and vulnerable. That's the stage which you can't skip, and there's a scary level to reach, because what if you'll never escape? I gotta mention that I'm not saying it all because I've done it. Once again, I'm just here brainstorming out loud, letting you know the flow of my mind, connecting the dots. Anyways, the thing I've realized is that, gotta mention, I'm not talking about my previous videos, but this time for sure. I was about to create something just the same as I did past years, not because I like it, not because I want it, but because those videos have become like a checkpoints to me. All of my videos have become my way to return to the past, to specific time frame, to specific period of my life in order to hide from time to that place where everything feels stable and, opposite to unknown. And gotta admit, it's a good thing on one hand from time to have this opportunity, but at the same time it kinda holds you back, I guess. And it's an important thing to remember where you came from, but that's a necessity to always keep in mind to not define your whole life with it. Otherwise, you loop into the same situations, the same patterns, the same thoughts over and over again like a Groundhog Day. And you wouldn't even notice that and realize until you analyze everything that is going on. And if it doesn't happen, then eventually you'll numb yourself to the sense of time and to what you actually feel. And I feel like that with all this constant anxious background, you gain such characteristics like perfectionism or something similar that hinder your peace of mind and possibility to experience life at full. Probably, I don't know. Once again, it's just my mind flow. And no matter for how long I've been thinking about and talking about all of it, no matter of the amount of things I thought I've realized, I still find myself again repeating same patterns, and the fact that I still struggle with some stuff that are not a part of my psyche anymore. Speaking metaphorically, is like finding the right door without a key. Perfection is death. That's what I heard not that long ago, and I like the way it sounds because I'm sick of this perfectionism of mine. Everything is perfect and ideal when nothing happens, when nothing changes, when nothing moves, when nothing goes wrong. And the only time when you reach that state is when you're dead. And yet I can't get rid of that for now. And just today, before recording this video, I got this thought that I'm gonna sound that human psyche might be subconsciously craving for death. Because, there's no points, and we are all sick of that basic daily stuff, which usually doesn't make any sense. And yet, once again, we still crave also for life, because there is too much stuff that feels so damn good. So we end up constantly in this state between those two differences. So, I don't know, that's just a theory of mine. Maybe that's the reason people crave for perfection. I'm not quite sure yet, but still. So yeah. Yet still, I feel like I gotta mention in general, a few details about my present. First of all, I'm almost done with my bachelor. It's only 6 months, even less, hold on. Like around 4 months left. God damn. So yeah, currently I'm freaking out a little, or not a little, about what is gonna happen next. But at the same time, kind of excited about it a little from time to time when I'm not thinking about economic crisis or any other shit that happens in the world right now. Also, as you can see, moved to another apartment already more than a year ago, and now I'm living on my own for now. I don't want to talk much about our political state because everything fits in, pretty much everything is fucked and everybody sucks. But once again, now I can see that's a worldwide disease. Lately, for the past few years, the whole world feels like too much. And I mean it in general about any aspect that you might think of. But at least let me give you a little simple example, which would loop us into the beginning of that video. One of the videos that I wanted to record just a few days or weeks ago was about music that I've been listening to lately, and wouldn't lie, I've got some good ones. And in general, music is also such a great way to go back in time. But the thing I've realized is that I don't even remember most of my favorite songs because they've been replaced with some of might be my favorite ones because of an unstoppable informational flow and FOMO in total. It feels like there's simply not enough time anymore to dive in those music with all your heart and soul as I used to when I was a teenager. I still remember it like it was yesterday when I got 18 years old, or even I was 17 years old still. I just moved to St. Petersburg and I was going somewhere listening to music and realizing that I don't feel anything about it anymore. even though I used to listen to it with my whole mind and body. I don't know how to explain it, but I think you know what I mean. So yeah, feels like there's not enough time to dive in those feelings that connect you to songs, to movies, to places, or anything else, which in the end makes the whole point and makes it stamp in your memory. Because once again, that's the only way you truly connect with everybody and life itself. Moreover, without being sad about AI, you can't even distinguish between real and virtual anymore, and I'm sick of it as fuck. So does everybody else, I know. I believe that consumerism is the thing that makes the desire for happiness never come true. Happiness doesn't require to possess anything at all. And all of this, you need this, you want that, blah blah blah, is what makes it all impossible. Pursuing something that you'll never reach will eventually make you numb. Or crash out and then become numb. And numbness is what helps you staying alive through tough times, while simultaneously taking their life away. You know what I mean. I'm not the only one to feel that way. And in fact, feels like people have been feeling this way through the whole history of humanity. So what is that? Is it some curse of self-consciousness? Or is it something they want us to feel like? Shit. The more I learn, the more I feel like I'm going crazy. So see y'all in the next video, which would be my morning routine at the mental hospital. I hope I haven't walked you through another cycle of depressive episodes. I know you guys like those videos of mine that I've been doing in the past, but honestly, as you can see, that's not what my mind runs through, and I'm not gonna pretend. Some of y'all texted me that you miss those types of videos and they make you feel cozy and calm. And I'm really grateful to all of you for those words. And I wish that to all of you from the bottom of my heart to find peace of mind. Hope this video sparked some thoughts, or maybe helped to figure out something, I don't know. We could discuss it all in the comments or just leave it and move on. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, love yourself, appreciate your life, and goodbye.